Okay, this continues. I use this side of my face using the Muslim with the mock Arabic accent. This side, my words. Okay, I'll continue here. All right. I already refuted this point. You keep repeating all the time. When? Saying so means nothing unless you provide evidence. So when did you refute whatever I said? When I bring you verses from your own Bible, this is typically a loser's reaction. No, all you do, all you did is show. All you did is show the Quran is false for saying it confirms the Bible. That's all. And how does that refute what I present? How? How does it refute it? When you can't defend your own book, you say that. And if I can't defend my own book that the Quran says is Allah's book, well, again, then the Quran is wrong. For the Quran says it confirms whatever scripture that went before it. That would be Quran 548, especially in the Pictorial version. And it can't be talking about the Quran because the Quran says it abrogates whatever scripture that went before it. So if the Quran says it abrogates whatever scripture that went before it, then it's got to be the Quran when it says that it confirms whatever scripture that went before it. So also, when you can't answer a discrepancies from your corrupt books, you attack and say, quote, it certainly makes more sense than having ants, blah, blah, blah. You can't defend your own religion. Well, I feel that God, talking through an animal, does make far more sense than ants being up on current human events, knowing who Solomon and his troops were. How is that wrong of me to admit this fact? And I understand it's not because there is an answer and you don't know it, but it's impossible to answer. So how did I not answer what you put forward? What did I fail and saw as impossible to answer from you? Give examples, please. You'll have to find something so that you don't fail against me, super Christian hero. Call me a super Christian hero. Well, again, what did I fail to give answers for? Examples, please. Now continuing about the ends. I understand you are ignorant about some facts about them, but I'll teach you some cool stuff. Okay. Sophisticatededge.com are ants blind HTML. I admit that there is a type of intelligence, sophistication about ants. It's also programmed by what I feel is programming by God. It's all instinct. If an ant ends up helping a butterfly because it gives off the same chattering that the queen ant gives off, well, to me, that's not intelligence nor sophistication. That is the ant's instinct being taken advantage of by the instinctive programming, chattering vibrations of that certain type of butterfly. And do you feel this means that an ant will call out to its fellow ants to warn them of Solomon and his troops as they perceive not and crush them? And you feel you refuted me here. How, O slave of the best deceivers? How? Some ants can see and some can't. So, in the Quran, it's not sight, it's hearing that the ants are relying on to know the threat Solomon and troops pose to them as they perceive not. Think, O slave of the best deceivers, think. There are some kind of ants which have no eyes. Most of them do have eyes, though they may not be such simple ones. They may be such simple ones that they only detect the presence or absence of light and possibly its color, and do not form an image. Again, so in the Quran it's not sight, it's hearing that the ants are relying on to know the threat, to know about the threat Solomon troops posed to them as reported by an ant through speaking, as they, quote, perceive not. Think, O slave of the best deceivers, think. You say, where does it say the butterfly was hiding behind a wall? Didn't you even see the video you sent me? The butterfly was not hiding at all. Laughing out loud. Exactly. Anyone can be tricked this way. Only if they're stupid. Now it's me who should laugh, not you, because you are ignorant. Okay. I see. You are saying that's because the ants could have been blind, and that's why they are being tricked. Oh, I get it. You were saying that the ants in the video taking care of the butterfly by thinking it's their queen are blind, right? Well, you know something? It's dark underground, so I can imagine that they would be blind. But how did that butterfly get there when it was a caterpillar? Doesn't a butterfly caterpillar usually stick to the plant it's eating on instead of exploring ant holes and with the risk of getting eaten? Thus, a butterfly in caterpillar form was captured by the ants and taken down there when the ants could see it. And when they grabbed onto it, they probably thought it was the queen when it gave out the vibes, making them take care of it instead of eat it. And this is proof, and you think this is proof that ants are smart enough to know who Solomon and troops are and the threat their big feet pose as they perceive not? Think, O slave of the best of deceivers. Think. Use that brain, quote, Allah, unquote, gave you. Think. Lastly, you should ask forgiveness from God because you said that God spoke through a donkey. The book, Bible, the Quran says it confirms and tells you to believe in or be far astray, etc. Says God can make rocks cry out. If God can do that with rocks, well, why not a donkey as well? And since you say Allah didn't open the mouth of the ants, as described in it didn't open the ants in Surah 27 about the ants, then you are stuck. You are stuck with the incredibly idiotic notion that ants are just like little people and are they're up on current human events to know who Solomon and troops are and the threat their big feet pose as they perceive not. Think, O slave of the best of deceivers, think. Use that brain, quote, Allah, unquote, gave you. Think. Don't be an imbecile. Think. This is the most absurd statement I have never heard. Really? Never heard? Well, I'm in the process of making videos of our word exchanges, changing nothing. I mean, what you see here and here, what you hear from me is what actually took place. Thus, we will let our audience decide if you are right, okay? It is as saying that God transformed into a donkey and spoke from him. Wrong. Wrong. It said God opened the mouth of the donkey. In other words, it sounds like God spoke through the donkey. What comes to your mind when you read, God opened the mouth of the donkey? How does that mean the donkey was God? This verse is crap. God never said that. I don't see how this is crap. To me, it means God can use anything to speak through. Apparently you feel God is limited, true? Well, if you feel God can't speak through things, then you have to believe that the Son really does, quote, ask or seek permission to rise again after it prostrates under Allah's throne. according to Muhammad in the Sahih, authentic Bukhari Hadith. You have to believe a big, huge, flaming ball of gas not only sets in a muddy spring after running to a resting place, but you have to believe that it has the brains to ask and seek permission to rise again. So scientific and not caveman to say it all not. See here, am I done? I think I'll quit it here. Yeah, fine. But there's gonna be another part after this. Yeah, bye.